Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch and welcome back to my studio. Today I prepared something very easy, something very fun for you. Don't take these lessons too serious. I suggest you to play around and add to your watercolor process some fun, some experiments, some new fresh touch. So let's start.
Let's paint a sea. So I use ultramarine blue for my sponge. Here will be the sea. Then I got my brush. And first I start from the top with small strokes. And I soften everything. Now we have this really nice sea texture with white waves, white splashes on it. And we could add some mountain on the top or on the horizon. Bit of a clouds. And so on. For the next painting we will need plastic folio from your kitchen, but for now let's put it aside and find a rather big brush and map out some future flower petals. That could be a nice surprise because we can't hardly see anything, right? Only if you look a little bit from a side of your painting. Let's start to add some color from the flower center and enjoy watching how it beautifully distributes in the petals. And of course now we could help out our watercolor to flow and create nice mixes. And at this moment we could start to mix colors. Add something purple, add something warm. You could always remove the excess water on the paper towel. Try to fill all the surface with colors and keep adding more and more. I think here is a mix of ultramarine blue with other different colors. You could see my palette looks quite interesting and with a big variety of everything. So right now I just create nice future flower I would say puddles or textures, and I think I am happy with this moment. I get a little bit of plastic folio, should be slightly bigger than your image. Rip it off, create these folders and arrange them on the flower. You could distribute it a little bit, but try not to make too much moves, otherwise the crispiness will disappear. I see that here could add a little bit more. And now you have to dry this out very thoroughly. Usually it takes 10-15 minutes. Okay, let's have a look what we got. Very carefully we lift up the folio. Try not to wiggle it, just lift it up. Oops, what a beautiful texture is here, right? Now we need to make few adjustments. First of all, emphasize the middle. Let's paint few stamens around. For the contrast, I use burnt sienna. We have a lot of purple colors here, and it feels like burnt sienna will add nice detailed contrast. A little bit more. I paint just with quick brush strokes with the tip of my brush, and that looks like C strokes, mainly C strokes, longer on the open side, on the top side of the flower, and shorter as the flower is a little bit tilted. So if we talk about perspective, we see this part slightly shorter. Now I paint mainly by ultramarine blue, and I mix it a little bit with quinacridone rose to add darkness and purple shade. With tipping moves I add these fluffy tips. A very beautiful middle now of the flower. Now let's put everything on a stem. To paint a stem correct, always find a center of the flower, and then you make imaginary line. Maybe if you give your hand few tries, because you paint imaginary line here, and then you just proceed to paint, and you paint a stem. As we paint, let's say, in rather abstract textured style, I would like the greenery be also kind of fun. So I just apply brush strokes and leave a lot of white space, kind of imitating this texture. Of course, you could apply plastic folio again, but for me it feels it's enough, otherwise it will be a little bit more of focal points around. So one leaf, maybe second leaf. So let's have a look again how I'm doing it. So I first set up the main shape, and then with just brush strokes I distribute the color from the main shape to the leaf. For me that feels perfectly enough, and the last thing I would like to do is to separate a little bit the petals. So I mix some neutral purple mix, not too bright, not too bright, not too dark. And I just follow the idea how my texture was organized here. For example, right here it feels like a nice logical moment for the petal. Same here. And a little bit right here. So right now I just try to divide petals in a beautiful and correct way. Never divide petals where the stem goes. It always looks childish. Move it a little bit aside, give it some move, and now wash your brush. Just soften the edges, because that's how we created a shade, small shade. No need to go too much into details, because this is very abstract painting, and I hope you just like playing around. And this technique with plastic folio, it's very unpredictable, but it always gives you very beautiful results, and I hope you enjoy it. Another very popular element, another popular painting idea are rainbows, and we will do it in a very fun way. You could either prepare colors on your palette or just apply it directly into your brush. So let's do it like this. Start and one rainbow. Nice. I think I would like to add a little bit more of burnt sienna. It was on this side, so I just paint on brush with brush. Paint on brush with brush. You just have to remember where was what. Let's do it again. Nice. So what's next? Let's add some pink in the very middle, maybe a little bit on the borders. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen, and that's, I find, very fun. Lovely. Don't you think? Also, as I probably said you like quadruple millions of times, kids would love it, and you will get wonderful textures. One more. The most complicated part is to make this turn with your brush. And now I will wash my brush. In principle, I just carefully touch the water, and then let's see what's happening. It's just very nicely mixed texture, and it still be this rainbow thing. Another thing we could do is not to paint rainbows, but to paint some random twists like this. If you think that it's nice to wash your brush, don't hesitate. I oil, and I will add, I would like some boho touch into it, so I add burnt sienna and a little bit of ultramarine blue. The only problem that you can't really go back, so train your hand for all these things. Now let's try to paint a circle as our last detail. Sometimes it helps if you stay and paint it when you stay, but okay, I did it. And this tiny little spot you could remove with the help of a paper towel. It will suck in the excess color, and what we get.
Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you enjoyed the process. I hope you came up with tons of new ideas how to add some special spicy touch to your watercolor, or just play and paint together with kids. See you next time. Bye bye.